We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio.
KTDD Riverside, San Bernardino. Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops right here. Man, I'm excited. Today is going to be a track meet. Last night was our third game for your Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario as they came back within the last, I'd say, 30 seconds. They were down by at least 10. And then within the last 30 seconds, they turned it around.
That wasn't no 30 seconds. That was
I'm sorry, the 4-point play.
Yeah, that was like
4-point play. When he had no respect for him.
That was just, you know, it was crazy because, you know, we have to, you know, this is still like a new venture for us. So we're trying to we're trying to figure out, do we get real excited or do we just, you know,
The fan came out of me last night.
The fan came out. I almost ran on the court myself.
That wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, I know.
That would have not been good.
It would have been like, all of a sudden now they got to tackle me.
Yeah, because Wallace would have been like, I can cross you up too.
True indeed. You know, and I had the Kenneth Coles on last night, so I'd have slipped up and broke my neck a little taste. But yeah, it was a really great game. Big shout out to the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario. The Clippers organization is really doing a great job up there. I mean, we've for those that understand what's going on with basketball right now, the G League, who was formerly the D League, is now kind of really created a big presence for basketball for other players who would normally be going out of the country or may not even be engaged in basketball right now. So it's a real great opportunity for people to get it in.
Right. We were excited about it. And the reason that we are so excited, for anyone who's just finding it out, Coach B and Eternal are on the call. So we are the official, I guess we can say, we are the voices of your Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario. I'll get the final score. I'm trying to go through my Twitter. Make sure to follow them at acclippers.com. They have highlights. And the reason I say no respect on them is they had a highlight on the NBA G League. Actually tweeted out a highlight where I guess I got caught up in the game when Wallace yacked on somebody.
Yeah. Well, you know, I had some people come up to me. I told them that, you know, the autographs cost now.
Right. It's no longer free. No longer free. And last night we were excited. Heath, who's the president of the team, allowed us to host some people. So we hosted the Riverside Rams. We hosted Arrowhead Christian basketball, A.B. Miller basketball, and then we had Cali Elite out there. So it was and then Supervisor Janice Rutherford had her representatives out there. And the cool thing about it, because I know her husband's a local guy, Coach Rome actually coached her husband, and he actually played. He worked for the Clippers because he came with the old throwback San Diego Clipper.
Yeah, and he was giving us a lot of history. It's just really great that this thing is kind of bringing. It's kind of bringing people back around. He was saying that they were trying to do an ABA league prior a long time ago.
Right.
With and it never really materialized.
Right.
So this has been a long time coming. They've been trying to do this for quite some time.
Right.
And he was just really excited to see it happen.
Yeah, especially local because he's a local guy. And you know what? I'll be honest. I'm ignorant to Clippers history. There was a team that I used to ride and die for. We're purple and gold. I didn't renew my membership this year.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just say that much.
They sent us the paperwork.
And I did not renew it.
We kind of just let it sit on the kitchen table.
Right. 42 years. This is the first time.
Oh, man.
I did not renew it.
And trust me, I had to talk to my family about it.
I had to have a come to Jesus moment, right?
Come to Jesus.
Right.
I sat the family down at the table.
Right.
And I said, I don't want y'all to say the L word to me no more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I can't say that right now.
We ain't taking L's no more.
We ain't taking L's no more.
No, we're not. We're not, man. So, but make sure you follow them, man. We appreciate the Agua Caliente Clippers giving us the chance. I know we're going to roll into it, but before we do this, I got Coach Butler looking at me crazy like, man, you got me in here. I'm ready to be interviewed. But before we do that, it's playoff time.
Playoffs?
So we're going to do the Fox Sports 1350 IE Sportsnet final 11-man poll. We only give you 5 here. So we will make this work. So number 5 is the Cajon Cowboys, 10-0.
Now let me tell you
10-1, I'm sorry.
I'm about to say 10-1. Now,
10-1.
Cajon, they are scary. And, you know, and again, they have our quarterback out there, Big Jalen Daniels. He's doing a really, really good job for Cajon. And Cajon, thank you, is set to do some really great things. So big shout out to Cajon. The Cowboys are doing their thing at number 5. Who we got coming at number 4?
That was your notes, and I accidentally threw it. I said, these is eternal. Let me throw this away, man. So I accidentally threw your stuff away. Coming in at number 4, all they do is win. Heritage, 10-1 as well. And like I said, last night, Cajon beat Palm Springs 48-6, and that was the first round of CIF playoffs.
Yes.
Heritage defeated La Mirada, and Heritage is in Division 2. So people say they can't play. Heritage is in Division 2.
And we got our guy, Corey Dawson, in the house. He's actually a coach for Heritage. And again, he's really excited about what they're doing. So they're really doing some great things. Coming in at number 3, we have Rancho Cucamonga, the Cougars. I mean, let me tell you something. Like in the baseline league, it is a battle for third place. We already know what's going on. 1 and 2, Upland, Rancho. Other than that, and 3, it's a crapshoot for 3.
Right. And one thing it's a side note, but I'm just thinking, I've graduated high school several years ago.
Indeed.
And I always tell people I'm a Viking for life. Now, I wonder, because Rancho Cucamonga High School's been around a little while.
Indeed.
Girls that have graduated, say they're our age group, do they feel comfortable saying, I am a Cougar?
Ooh.
That's what I want to know. I mean, I just wonder, how does that feel coming off the tongue?
That's very. I'm not. See, you did that. You crossed that street. I waited for the light to say green, and then
that probably had something to do with my kids being Etiwana Eagles, but that's not important.
Yeah, there it is.
Number 2 coming in the top 5 poll is the team that took down those Rancho Cucamonga Cougars, the Upland Scouts, Highlanders, whatever you want to call them, whatever day of the week it is. They're 11-0. They're in Division 2 this year. Rancho Cucamonga's in Division 1.
Right.
So Upland kind of got, every year they change the, they reseed.
Right.
So I think this is going to work out in Upland's favor. I'm looking at Division 2. I don't see a team that's going to get there.
I mean, either. Well, if you find one, it's going to be a makeshift team.
Yeah, make your reservations for the Home Depot. Oh, no, it's called StubHub now.
Yeah, StubHub.
Make your No. They do them up north now. They do it at Sacramento State. Remember, we tried to get there last year. It's not in Carson anymore. And then number 1, the big dog, the big fish. Like I said, we've done this poll for 5 years, and I don't think there's been a week they haven't been number 1.
Right. And let me tell you something. That was a very competitive football game.
It was.
It was 21-21 for the longest.
Right.
And then they finally broke it open.
Right.
And we had a couple people down there for that game. So big shout out to Venerball. My guy Venerball did a really, really good job for the Centennial Huskies. But, yeah, that was a really competitive game last night.
So that tells you on any given Friday in Division 1, there's some teams that can get down.
They're there for a reason.
Absolutely. Number 1 in your top 5 poll, i.e. Sportsnet, Fox Sports 1350, 11-man poll, is the Corona Centennial Huskies. And like we said, if you want to get you want to get all the scores, you want to get all the news, make sure you go to iesportsnet.com. And then one thing I like, people say I'm a homer. We got a player of the week in there.
Indeed.
We had to give one. The final player of the week.
Oh, you mean Lawrence John Starks?
There you go. No, Lawrence Shoes Starks. Shiny shoes. That's what you call him.
I call him Lawrence, I got shiny shoes.
And I just wanted to tell him, man, you can get more yards if you didn't have them bright shoes out there. They can track you down.
That boy got the Cinderellas. I don't know if they call the Mike Jordans or the Cinderellas. I don't know what they are, boy, but he got the shiny shoes on, no doubt about it.
So once again, it's IE Sports on Fox Sports 1350 with Coach B and Eternal. And we're excited. In studio today, we have the Inland Valley Hurricanes 8U.
Yes.
We have your Riverside Rams. We have some of the board members in the building. Corona Fit Body is going to show up. We're going to see when they're going to come through. And in studio, joining us live. And whenever we have a jam-packed show, we just got to roll right into it.
Guaranteed.
So we have Coach Butler, head coach of Arrowhead Christian Academy. How are you doing, Coach?
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me again, guys. I appreciate the tickets from last night as well. Like you guys said, it was a great game. Even though I'm not a Clippers fan, but I still enjoyed the game, so it's all good.
Well, it's an interesting thing. A lot of people, we interviewed half the team, and almost all of them was like, "Hey, I didn't really grow up a Clippers fan at all." But when you see that kind of basketball being played, it gets you engaged. I mean, I don't care what fan you were. If you watched that game last night, you were in there. You were locked in. That was a great competitive game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I was all into. I was about to walk out, and then someone told me, I was like, "Hey, somebody's gonna win this. Clippers gonna win this game." I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, because it didn't look like it. We were sitting there as well. We were like, "Man, it's gonna be tough." And when you saw that 4-point play just happen in 2 seconds right there after the slammer jammer, I mean, we were locked in. But Coach, again, thank you so much for coming. We had a chance to talk to you a little bit off season about just some of the stuff you're doing over there. Sure. This is going to be your 3rd season as head coach over there at Arrowhead Christian High School. Last year, however, was a turning point for you. Talk to us a little bit about that playoff run, and where you kind of feel.
We definitely show some growth from year 1 to year 2. We had some more experience coming back. Even though we lost 7 seniors, I lost 7 seniors again, even though 7 is my favorite number.
Right.
That's a little bad.
Right.
But we actually went on a little run mid-season. I think we won 11 in a row at one point. So we started gaining some traction. We got some injuries, so we sputtered a little bit as well. But, we built into that, and we went to our playoff run, and we got a W in the playoffs before, we bowed out gracefully. So it was a good learning experience for not only the players, but just for coaches as well, too. So we had to go back. We tell kids to go and get back in the gym and get better, but coaches need to get back in the boardroom and
it's funny.
get better.
It's funny you say that because a lot of coaches don't really take that in consideration. Really on the players to step their game up, but coaches they got to tighten the screws as well.
I didn't take getting into the gym getting better at all when I was in high school.
Yeah, hence your bench life.
Right, exactly.
Like Snoop said, Snoop, I was living the boss life, you were living the bench life.
Indeed, proud of it.
It's all good. But again, last year's finish 16-10, 7-7 in the season. Again, folks are now going to be preparing for you. They're not going to say, hey, here's a guy we can just go in there and roll these boys over.
Right.
Folks are now going to be game planning for your team and your coaching staff. Talk to us about that being a new element for you guys.
Well, like I said again, you guys, the coaches, we have to go and get better first, and then once we get better, then we go and get our players better, and then we start instilling the new guys, whether it's transfers, whether it's freshmen, we start getting them ready for the season and off season. I mean, the season doesn't really start in November, December. It starts as soon as the other season's over.
Oh yeah,
right.
You get like maybe a week off. They give you like 2 days off, and then they want to get back in the gym. But that's a great thing because a lot of kids want to sit at home and play video games.
Right.
There are some dedicated kids that are ready to get back into the gym and get after it and make the season better than it was before.
Fantastic.
And that's good. And we're joined in studio once again by Arrowhead Christian basketball head coach, Coach Butler, on IE Sportsnet, Fox Sports 1350 with Coach B and Eternal. Now, Coach, you've had great success as a player, and you work with some big-name players, too. I was trolling you this morning. You work with Dikembe Mutombo. How was that? All that experience helped translate. Like we said, you had a good run towards the end, got deep into the playoffs. For a program that didn't have a recent history of success getting deep in the playoffs.
Sure.
But how has that helped you at Arrowhead Christian?
Well, I take everything as a learning experience. Obviously, when you meet those type of people, it's just like, that has that wow factor. But at the same time, you want to take in what they have to offer. You know what I mean? You don't want to be a fan. You want to be someone that is taking everything that they want to teach you. And I really don't want to autograph. I want to be able to pick your brain and figure out how to make myself better and how to make my players better. And then just go from there and let the relationship build by itself.
Right, and I get you because Eternal and I, we do the high school all-star football games, and Coach Rome, who helps us put those games together, he always wanted me to introduce me to Dick Bruick, legendary coach from Faux High, and I said I never want to meet him as a fan. We finally met him when we inducted him to the Hall of Fame, so I know what you're talking about. And I'm a little biased when it comes to basketball because there was a guy named Irvin Buck Johnson who I think was the best player. But Coach, you're from Maryland,
right.
And I'm starting to wonder. Is this a legitimate opinion? Okay. Are you a little biased? Okay. I don't know because someone asked him who's better, Len Bias, Michael Jordan. He took Jordan.
Wherever you're from, you still gotta be honest.
Okay.
There it is.
You still gotta be honest.
But talking a little bit about Len Bias for the kids out there. I mean, how electric was that guy?
Oh man, he was amazing. You know what I mean? And it was unfortunate when he came out. He was supposed to play for the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly.
And, unfortunately, God took him home sooner than what he was supposed to. But that should also serve as a lesson learned for other people.
Right.
Who are making bad decisions and stuff like that. Just learn from it.
Yeah, see, I remember that. I remember that. Like it was like scared straight because I just remember they were just like, yeah, he had because here's a guy that has the sky's the limit. All of a sudden, just like that, it comes crashing down.
He would have changed that Lakers Celtics rivalry.
No question about it.
Absolutely.
So we have a player here. We want to get our player on, Mr. Andrew James. Right. All right, come on over, Mr. James. Let's get you on real quick.
You got any relatives named LeBron?
I'm about to say, he like, sure, because my man got a hairline, so I don't know if him and LeBron, you know what I mean? So I don't know how that works.
Well, LeBron's pretty like 42. LeBron,
everybody's been saying that. Everybody's been saying LeBron really 67, but ain't nobody found his birth certificate yet. Mr. James, let's talk about this. Tell us what's special, what you think is going to be special about this year's basketball team, because you've done a lot. Mm-hmm. And talk to us about your thoughts about this new team.
Well, I mean, I feel like we have a lot of camaraderie, basically like we're really like a close knit team more this year, like in terms of last year.
Yeah.
I feel like this year we have like more, team chemistry. Starting to learn the plays. Coach Butler's doing his job,
right?
As a coach, instilling that, that we have a great season, and I'm excited.
Fantastic. Now,
excited about
you said that I got a chance to read some of your information. You said you actually want to be a journalist.
Yes.
So talk to us.
Now, look at him. He's trying to take our job. Would you invite somebody in your house and they want to take your job?
I'm about to say, man, you ain't supposed to drink up all the Kool-Aid, But go ahead, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping, be a journalist, in either radio, magazine, wherever. I've been writing for a long time, and I'm just hoping that I can do it for like the rest of my life.
Yeah,
well, I'll tell you this, man. The players who are good and have talent, stay away from journalism, man. Leave that to the bench warmers like myself, man.
He said, no, I'm trying to get everything.
Right?
That's a good thing. Now, talk to us about some of your expectations as an individual player. Like, what are you looking to kind of improve on your game and maybe some expectations for you this season?
I think just going into that leader role, it's going to be something new for me. Coming from like, last year I was actually on JV.
Okay.
And now going to move up to VAR and I have to play that, player team role. And so I think just being a good leader for my guys is number one.
I heard that.
There you go. I love it, man. So tell me, what position do you play?
Small forward.
Small forward. All right. So are you on loan the block, or are you a stretch 3 or 4?
Yeah, I'm like a Carmelo.
He went for the top. He went for the top. He's like, I like Melo.
Okay. So when you got somebody one-on-one and it's you, what's your favorite move? Don't give away too much. I don't want anybody game planning you. I mean, you crossing them up, triple threat.
A little hezzy.
All right.
Hezzy cross,
There you go. The basketball talk comes out. At first he was a journalist, and now he's like, let me get real up in here.
Cross. I like that. No doubt about it. Now, let's get Coach back on real quick. Now, Coach, you guys have, as you said, the season is upon us. It's coming.
Right.
Right now, what are you guys doing as a coaching staff right now to get these kids prepared?
We're meeting all the time. We probably text more than we text girlfriends and wives. Anyway, we're always steadily talking about what we see, what we don't see. I'm watching film at least like once or twice a day,
right?
About the opponents that we're going to play again,
right?
And that we played last year. I talk to my players. I build a relationship with my players as well too. I'll text them and be like, "Hey, did you do your homework? Hey, did you watch this game?
Yeah."
Hey, did you wash your clothes so you won't smell like you did at practice the other day?
Yeah.
Engaged. You got to be engaged.
Sure.
You got to be engaged. You're building a young man.
Yes,
and isn't that one thing that's unique for high school and college coach? Because you think of, like, last night we were at the Agua Caliente Clippers. They're done. But in high school and college, you have to make sure they maintain those grades.
Sure. For sure.
Is that difficult?
I mean, honestly, not at this school. At this school, for the most part, these kids, I think last year we averaged a GPA of about 3.6 as a team.
Oh, wow. Well done.
You know what I mean? Nice. So it's more of, the whole clothes washing thing more or less than a GPA.
You added my 4 years, I wouldn't have had a 3.6.
Yeah, I'm about to say, boy, 3.6. I'd have had a 3.6. My dad mentioned, boy, you might have bought me a car.
Right. Who'd you cheat off of?
Right, exactly.
Right.
He'd have sat me at the table. Now, boy, cheating ain't right.
Right.
But if you're going to cheat, you're going to keep it up.
Right.
But real quick, let's get some shout-outs real quick. I know you got some coaching staff, some folks that have been supporting.
Oh, yeah, and some players that are key.
Yeah. So please get some shout-outs.
Oh, for sure. Our point guard, Gabe Torres, came back from last year. He'll be a sophomore. He made second team All-League.
Nice.
As a freshman, so that was a great thing. We had some Tommy Matson is a senior. Trevor is a senior as well too. So we're kind of balanced this year. You know what I mean? Shout out to Matt Brown. He went to the one that I had here last year. He went redshirted at the University of San Francisco.
Oh, well done.
So he's on the basketball team.
Bill Russell School.
And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
In terms of academics, that is my cousin graduated from there. That school is legit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, guaranteed.
He had like a 4.2 at one
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Guaranteed.
There you go.
We not yelling out basketball stats. We yelling out education stats.
Indeed.
Right.
Because basketball, because education is that's where the work is. Basketball is one of those things. You work on it, it'll come. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
there you go.
And our coaching staff, Coach Andre Wallace, Coach Brandon, they've done a great job for us. But I think more than anything, you got to have a great supporting staff. You know what I mean? Like we have one of our parents, Andrew's dad here, and he drove him here. He's been a great support for us. Other parents as well too. And then just their personal too. You know what I mean? Family.
Gotta have family.
Kids,
Yes.
You know what I mean? The lovely Miss Hannah. You know what I mean? They always take care of me, man. So it's and don't forget God. God first before anything else.
Guaranteed.
So, Big shout out to the dads, man. I love it, man. We don't get no respect out there.
We might have to write a song about that.
Yeah,
right?
Guaranteed. We're going to have us crying on the make. Y'all ain't bought me that for Christmas in the last 5 years. Thank you so much, Coach. Best of luck to you, man. Please keep us in the loop about the season and young Andrew James.
Yeah, I'm waiting for y'all to come out too.
Yeah,
we get it.
You see what we got to do on them. Like Michael Jackson said, they got us working day and night. They got us working day and night.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
For y'all, though.
But again, thank you so much, man. And glad you were able to make it out to the game last night.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us again.
There you go. Coach Butler, Arrowhead Christian Academy, joining us on Fox Sports 1350 with Coach being eternal. Like I said, big shout outs to the dads coming out and representing. I wish I had one. But let's go ahead and.
You do got a dad, boy.
Oh, do I? Oh, okay. If you meet him, introduce me. So let's go ahead and do this. You're listening to IE Sports Net, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turtle, when it comes to Illinois Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Prodexa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Prodexa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Prodexa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Hello, my name is Officer Richard Guerrero, Vice President of the Fontana Police Officers Association. We're more than just a labor organization. The Fontana Police Officers Association is serious about giving back to our community, particularly to our kids. We found that kids who study, do well in school, volunteer regularly, and participate in sports are less likely to become involved in criminal activity and illicit drug usage. Each year we provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to local kids, community causes, and we are proud sponsors of the Inland Valley All-Star Classic Series. The Fontana POA and strong community leadership will make way for safer and more prosperous communities.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle Score Sports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. I'm really starting to question this, Eternal. You were born and raised in Riverside.
Side.
Ramona's the Rams.
Guaranteed.
And how many times have we had the Ramona Rams?
Well, you know
on the
what?
show?
I don't even count no more because it's been going down. You know what I mean? I started to tell Paul and Theo, just start inviting the family.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
I just start pulling up a chair. We just make it a barbecue.
They don't even ring the doorbell. They just come right in, go on your refrigerator.
Yeah.
Where the red Kool-Aid at?
Everybody knows, for our folks, red Kool-Aid is sacred.
There it is. There it is.
We, we've been really excited this particular fall season. And again, and this is something that Coach B has actually championed, our IE Sportsnet magazine, which this particular season we're featuring the Riverside Rams, and
they got it done.
Man, got it done, got it out there. We have some folks here from the boards. We just kind of wanted to get an overall shout, kind of just how this year went for you guys, because I know this was a crazy year. So let's get my man Theo come up. Theo, make sure you introduce everybody.
Yeah, name drop all the board, please.
How y'all doing? I'm Theo Matthews, the sports information and IT guy for the Riverside Rams. I'm in the house today with Paul Robles, the vice president and head coach of our micro team.
There it is right there, man. So, Theo, come on up to the mic, man. Theo's always acting shy and stuff like that. So, you guys have done this. Talk to us about this season. I mean, really, really good. I mean, we've, as I was talking to Paul last week, and Coach Paul was just telling us, like, how this has turned around. Talk to us about where you think that the chapter is at from when you guys started this year to where you guys are right now.
Well, you know, just a little bit about me. I mean, I've been a part of the Riverside Rams now 4 years. The first 2 years, I was just a parent.
Right.
You know, I had a kid that played. We had, you know, the teams were pretty good. You know, didn't have much success. Last year was the first year I actually became a off the sideline parent and actually jumped in and joined the board as an AD. That we were just talking a few minutes ago. Last year, we only had one team out of the 4 that made it to the playoffs, and that was my junior micro team. This year, we are proud to say that all 4 of our divisions have made it to the playoffs, and we have our midget, which is our highest team. They actually start their first round playoff game today at 3 o'clock in Beaumont. So if, you know, the Ramley Nation out there isn't busy, around 3, come on out to Beaumont High School and cheer on our midget Riverside Rams team.
Get some.
Get some of that. Now, it's funny.
But you know, the other teams will say, we got a game of our own. We planning.
Yeah, right. We out there strategizing. But talk to, I mean, you said something unique right there, Theo, about you spending 2 years kind of just watching. And a lot of parents don't do that. A lot of parents, they either want to get up, like, hey, man, if I can't get up in there and, you know.
That's the way it works.
And influence the team, I don't even want to be a part of it. So talk to us about that thought process of you being on the sidelines and then you kind of coming in and getting involved and kind of taking the gloves off a little bit.
Well, you know, as a parent, you know, some parents are just like, hey, I want to, you know, stay in my lane.
Right.
Drop my kid off.
Stay in your lane.
Let them practice. And then I come to the game on Saturday and then I can hoot and holler and do whatever.
Right.
But, you know.
And then talk about the coach from the
and
talk about the coach.
Right. Exactly.
He can't go.
Right. And then a lot of times, you know, as a parent, you know, you sit back and you see things and you're like, oh, if they could do this better, oh, they can do that better. You know, it's easy to be on the sideline or in the stands and point down instead of saying, well, you know what can I do to invoke change? So last year, one of the coaches, Robert Salazar, asked me, hey, Theo, would you mind being an AD? I'm like, okay, don't know exactly what that means, especially on this level.
On that level, right.
Don't know what that means or what it entails, but you know what? I'll give it a swing. The thing that I enjoyed the most about being the AD was being around the kids. Because the kids, they don't know your title. They see you, it's Coach, hey, Coach Theo. And I tell them, hey, I'm not the coach, but you know what? I'm here to teach where I can.
Right.
And that was the biggest thing was, okay, how can I impact change in these young kids' life? And I've had parents, you know, last year, because I was with the 7 and 8 year olds who were like, hey, I don't know how my kid's going to react to football. This is his first year playing. He may quit. And I told him, I said, hey, you know what?
trust me when I tell you this. Look at your kid here day one. By the end of the season, there's going to be something different about him.
Guaranteed.
And guaranteed, at the end of the year, when we have our banquet, all those parents came to me and said, Theo, you were exactly right.
Yeah.
I noticed how he was different in class.
Yeah.
I noticed how he was just different overall.
Right.
And it was all because of football.
Fantastic.
And I tell you right now, if he would have gave me that speech when I was a kid growing up,
you might not have been on the bench.
Yeah, it'll make me a better bench warmer. I would have got the better ice.
It wouldn't have changed your ability.
Yeah.
But you would have been a better role player.
I would have got purified water for my ice if you'd have did that for me. But you know what? The funny story, what you say is my story is the same. My son, who's now 15, when he was little, he played basketball, he played football, and I was a guy that sat up in the stands and just watched. And I never wanted to be that dad that sat there and talked about coaches or critique coaches, so I got involved.
Right.
So I know exactly how it is, and I had this experience one time, and I told Eternal about this. I'm sitting here coaching a game one day, not to talk about me, but I'm tired of coaching practice, and this dude's on the sideline just chirping. And I look back and said, no, don't worry about it. We'll talk after practice. Don't worry about it. He comes up to me, and I said, before we even start talking, I said, the volunteer forms are right over there if you want to volunteer and coach.
Exactly.
Right. And that's the one thing that's so irritating.
Right.
When you have dads out there, get involved in your kid's life. Help out. They don't want to get involved. Is that a challenge? Because I know you guys coach and you're involved, but I know it's the board. But today is about the board. So as a board member, people don't realize you are volunteers.
Exactly. And that's the thing that I believe a lot of parents truly don't understand.
Right.
That you're volunteers.
This is volunteer. Like, I have my 9 to 10, sometimes 12-hour day job that I have to do.
Right.
Let me repeat that I have to do.
Right. To make a living.
I have to do that. But then on top of that, there's countless hours that we spend behind the scenes.
Right.
I mean, they see us out at the fields and they see us at the games, but they don't understand what's going on behind the scenes.
Picking up the kids.
And I knew it was time for us to get out because when our year came around, my wife would get upset because I'd have 50 helmets in my living room. and we can't use our couch. We got jerseys. And then come Christmas time, I want to get the kids a PlayStation, but we got a team that didn't fundraise and they don't have trophies. So now that comes back on us.
Right.
So,
definitely.
Are you having dinner with the family and a parent wants to call you? It's like, you were at practice with me all day. Couldn't talk to me there. You wait till I get home and now you want to call me. And, and I see Coach Paul shaking his head.
He's like, man, tell me all about it.
It's, it is so true. I mean, going back to you, Eternal, when you asked, what made us get involved, it's funny how the circle of life goes.
Right.
Paul, I've known his wife for over 10 years, right?
Right.
Me and Paul used to play softball against each other right here in Riverside.
That's
and I
crazy.
never would have thought in a million years that we would come full circle to where he's coaching my son,
right?
And I'm his AD on his team.
Especially after that beatdown.
I already knew he was going to say that.
Yeah. And then speaking about that, Coach Paul, so isn't it, speaking of full circle, you and Eternal went to school together. I mean, think about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's invaluable. You think your friendships that you grow throughout from your childhood, and it opens up many doors because you don't know which direction all your friends are going to go in. With Eternal going on with this radio station, he's providing us an avenue to put our Riverside Rams out there, show us in a positive light, as opposed to whatever everyone else thinks about the Rams. But now we're going full force forward, and good things are going to happen.
And I know you're a real friend because last time you was here when Eternal wasn't here, you actually said he had athletic ability. So I said, you know what, that's a friend right there. Absolutely. That is a friend indeed.
Hey man, no doubt about it. Hey, I tell everybody, man. I said, man, look. I remember like it was yesterday. I remember my last football game, and I remember the fans. I never played a micro minute of varsity football, and I remember the fans going, "Let him in, let him play." And the coach never let me play at all because he knew that I might go in there and do something crazy.
Right.
He was like, he might go in there, he might take the ball and just run in the locker room. Ain't no telling what he gonna do. So they always kind of kept me at bay.
And then, Paul, do you have any Coach Martinez stories?
No.
Coach Martinez and Coach Ramirez stories, but I won't say. I don't think they're cleaning up the air on the radio.
All good
stuff. Absolutely.
Now, Coach Paul, and I know you kind of want to chime in on some of the things that Theo was talking about in terms of just keeping that balance, because you do a really, again, like I said, I've seen you just kind of just take the hats on and off in terms of, you're the administrator, and then you come in there and you coach. But talk to us about some of the things that you've seen in terms of just that coaching and trying to get the parents in and kind of get them off the stands of talking and get them involved in the process.
Yeah, see, during game day, it's hard for me to put that vice president hat on, at least until when our game's over.
Right.
You know, once it's game day morning, I'm wake up, I'm coach. I'm coach all the way until our game's over.
Right.
And been coaching so long, it's easy for me to tone out or not hear the noise from the sidelines. I can hear it. Yeah. Do I listen to it? No.
Yeah. Right.
Because every parent, mom, parent, grandparent's going to have their own coaching philosophy, how things should be run, how their son, daughter, grandson's the star of the team. It's bigger than that. You know, a lot of times it's their first year kids, the first year playing, and it's about team first.
But little Ray is so good on the street when he gets the ball.
Little Deontay.
That's exactly what it is, you know. But it's us me as a head coach to humble them as a person and just say, hey, it's about the team, and as opposed, I know your son was a running back maybe last year.
Yeah.
Flag football,
I've
but
had those
this is tackle football now.
Right. And now he got to play. Now he got to play. He got to play guard.
And I used to always say that when I had my parents' meeting at the beginning of the year, I said my job is not to make your kid the next Reggie Bush.
Right.
That's just not my job. I have your kids out here 2 hours a day. You work with them at home.
Right.
You know.
And that's another thing I try to tell all the parents that go, we have them 2 hours a day, 6 hours a week.
Right.
We can't make everybody a superstar.
Exactly.
It's up to you to practice outside of practice. And that's what most of us coaches kids do, and some of the other kids that are advances, we practice outside of practice.
And that's what people used to hate because my son was my quarterback.
Right. Oh, yeah, you know that. He daddy balling.
Yeah.
He daddy balling. But you know, one of the things that this interesting, and I always talk about this because, you know, I come from my father used to coach. You know, when he was a volunteer coach. You know, my brothers are coaching.
Your dad was a Ramona Ram.
Just a family. That's how I got all over because, you know, they were like, okay, we had the same name, and they were like, okay, we're going to give you a pass.
But they were like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Your name is Eddie Talbert?
We didn't. The measurables didn't match up. I'm trying to tell you, promise you, I used to go home, Dad, like, Dad, you sure we connected? Because what everybody's telling me is that something ain't working. But
well, at least you had a dad to talk to.
Oh, you know what?
I digress.
You know this dude. Get him out of there. But, you know, one of the things that's always interesting about youth football or youth sports, period, is they think on game day something magical is going to happen. Like they there and they're kind of shouting from something magical is going to happen. It's like, hey, have you been looking at what we do during practice throughout the course of the week? Exactly. Talk to us about that process.
Yeah, you know, I haven't met any kids that are game day players, meaning they can't just turn it on once the game starts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you practice a certain way all week, that's pretty much how you're going to play.
Right.
And that's us as job as coaches to not accept the 80% of the 80% they're going in the practice. We need 100% every single time in every drill, every play, because it's playoffs now. So
exactly.
It's
playoffs.
Win or go home.
Playoffs.
Now, Theo, tell us a little bit about what, because as you mentioned, you guys got 4 teams that are going in right now. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes. So, like I said, today the midget squad starts their playoff run, and then next week the micro, junior micro, and junior peewee will all start the playoffs.
Now our audience may not be as privy to the different leagues in terms of like the micro. So if you could articulate what that means in terms of like how that.
Definitely. So today the midget squad, which is our 12, 13, and 14-year-olds. So like I said, that's the highest division.
Right.
They start their playoffs today. Next week, our junior micro, which is our 7 and 8-year-olds.
Right.
And then our micro team, which could be 8, 9, and 10. But in our case, we only have 9 and 10-year-olds.
Interesting.
And then the junior peewees, which would be the 10, 11, and some 12-year-olds, they'll start their playoffs also.
Right. Let me ask you this real quick, and I know we got to get out of here in a little bit, but talk to us about if you guys have seen this year, because this year has been a really great year for the Rams chapter. Have you seen a change in terms of just with the coaching staff, the parents, as opposed to like where you guys were and where you guys are right now?
Well, I mean, speaking for myself, like I said, when I joined the board, I had already knew Coach Paul. I knew his wife. I did not know a lot of the other board members, but you know what? Starting from January of this year and then going into 7-on-7, we all became a lot closer.
Right, and I remember that 7-on-7 was a big deal for you guys.
Exactly.
The champions.
The champions, you know. And so that allowed us to actually come together more. So that's what, you know, that's why we call ourselves the Ramley.
Right.
Because we're not just, like I said, a youth organization. We look at each other as family. You know, I know my son loves Coach Paul, loves his son. You know, I mean, you should just see these kids on Saturday. They play for 2 hours.
Right.
And then you would think most of them's like, hey, I'm ready to get up out of here.
Right.
Nah, they're out here running around in their socks, still playing football.
Okay, well, you know, I was at you guys with the park that day. They were still out there getting after it. So that was great.
There we go.
But no, I know Coach Paul. Look, and this is when you know the things are getting different because prior I said, Coach Paul, give us some shout outs. He was like, well. But guess what he did today? He wrote them bad Oscars down.
Yeah, absolutely. I was unprepared last time, but I just wanted to give a shout out to all my boys, Riverside Ram alumni that made CIF playoffs. Some of them lost, some of them continued on. But from Ramona on Anthony Mendez, Brandon Ociande, Vince Carbajal. From Arlington High School, David Lara, Luis Sistos, Adam Zalata. From Notre Dame High School, Adrian Lopez. And from Centennial High School, they're moving on. Chris Big Smooth Venable.
I know that had to be hard to say Arlington.
Yeah,
that had to be hard coming off the tongue.
Hey, this guy, when he's a coaching staff, I mean, this, and it's great because again, him and Charles, they get a chance to go out here to the game. I'm glad you guys are able to go out to these games and get a chance to see these kids play. But talk to us a little bit about our guy Venable. This guy is like, I mean, we saw him. We actually saw his game because
against Etiwanda, huh?
We caught that Etiwanda game, and he was out there acting up. Talk to us about it. He's a special kid. Talk to him a little bit.
Yeah, it's not even that he's special. I think he's one of the most humble kids. That's what makes him special. He never puts himself above the team. He always does whatever the coaches ask. Never complains.
Right.
You want him to play corner, he'll play corner.
Right.
If you want him to play safety, play safety. You want him to play line, he'll play line.
Right.
I think that's what makes him a special kid, and it's a great experience for me to be able to coach him while he was young.
Right.
And still to watch him grow in high school. Because sky's the limit for him. And
right.
That's our little saying between me and him. Sky's the limit.
And this is really great to see you guys still supporting him throughout that process because a lot of these kids, they're disconnected. As soon as they leave and they get to the high school level, coach is gone. He's working on his other kid, but you're still coaching.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're still working with him.
Like I always have told all my kids and my parents, I go, once I'm your coach for life, whether you like it or not.
Right.
And I'm always there for you. So
there you go.
If you guys do right, I'll do whatever I can for you. If the means are possible, I will.
Indeed.
Well, we definitely appreciate it. The board of directors for your Riverside Rams. We appreciate it. Coach Paul and Theo in the building. Great year. Keep in contact with us. Let us know how everything goes. We are excited about that. Oh,
but, we got something for
me.
They got
something for me.
Oh, look at this.
They got something for me.
This is my first time in the studio, but I always see the pictures, and I'm looking around.
Right.
Jerseys from this school.
Right.
So me and Paul were like, you know what? We got to get our jersey up in there. So today we want to present.
Nice.
The 76.
We appreciate it. We're going to put that up on the official jersey. I like it.
We're going to frame that with a magazine. That's what we got to do.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to sound ungrateful, but 75 would have been good. That's my year.
Oh, man,
I was born in 1975.
You did good.
I appreciate that. They got the name on the back and everything. Next time it's ARRINGTON. So we appreciate that.
Riverside Rams of the house. Thank you guys so much, man. And best of luck to you guys in the playoff season, okay?
Thank you.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Let's do this. You're listening to IE Sportsnet connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Hello, my name is Officer Richard Guerrero, Vice President of the Fontana Police Officers Association. We're more than just a labor organization. The Fontana Police Officers Association is serious about giving back to our community, particularly to our kids. We found that kids who study, do well in school, volunteer regularly, and participate in sports are less likely to become involved in criminal activity and illicit drug usage. Each year we provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to local kids, community causes, and we are proud sponsors of the Inland Valley All-Star Classic Series. The Fontana POA and strong community leadership will make way for safer and more prosperous communities.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle Score Sports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. This is IE Sportsnet connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. I love it, man. Inland Valley Hurricane.
So, you know, it's wild because my man, and I gotta give a big shout out to
Give a shout out, brother.
Corey Dawson been really patient with me. He's been like, hey man, you know, it's kind of like, hey, we out here.
Yeah, he didn't want to have to come see you.
Throughout the course of the year, he's just been sending me little messages. Hey man, you know, we out here.
Yeah.
We're doing our thing. But then, you know, now that they're set for a big playoff run. So please, let me have you introduce yourself. You got to put the mic up there so you can talk directly into it. Introduce yourself to the IE Sportsnet audience. Thank you.
Coach Corey Dawson, Inland Valley Hurricanes.
Fantastic. There you go. You brought another coach with you?
Coach Jesse Gutierrez.
Fantastic.
Now, go ahead. I don't want to put anybody while you got a set. Can you introduce all the players? I coached before. Sometimes I was like, ugh, you know. Can you name off all your players, Coach?
Yeah, I know them by last name.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
All right, we got Williams over there. All right, and we got a little, I call him Little Trey. His dad's name is Trey, but I call him Little Trey.
Okay.
All right, we got Little Soli. All right, I got my Cash Money over there. And my boy Voodoo, I call him Voodoo because he came out just like, I'm the best. All right, and then we got our quarterback, Little E. What's up, man?
All right, there you go.
Kennedy's in the house. Say what's up, Kennedy. All right. Where's little Guerrero's in here, and then we got Jesse's boy over here.
Okay.
And then the Usmanian Devil. We call him. That's our little boy Poyer. He's up in the house.
Yeah,
fantastic. Now, talk to us a little bit about this great team you guys have, because you guys have had obviously a good year. You guys are going to be going forward now. Talk to us a little bit about this year, what you've had with this team, this special team you have right here.
This is our first year. A couple of guys, Javon Holloway, I got to give a shout out to him, and Mick Lopez. We got together and said, man, we need to get the best kids in the Inland Valley, which is basically the Temecula, Marietta, Menifee, Hemet, Lake Elsinore area. And so we need to get the best kids out there so we can compete those cats in San Diego.
Right.
And we did. So we did, and we got, and kids showed up. Parents jumped on board. As you can see, the parents came out today. They jumped on board.
They out here.
They came deep.
Yeah. Yes. So this is just the 8U. Our 14U's playing tonight for the San Diego Youth All-Star or Youth Championship. So the Q Bowl is what they call it down there.
Nice.
And we're all going to finish up here. Then we're gonna throw our greens on our convict greens down there and go down and represent.
I heard that, man. Fantastic.
Oh, you're going back to you, the reference. Okay, I got it. I got it. Catholics versus convicts, huh? Yeah.
So, they don't know nothing about that.
You know what I mean? So these boys here, our 8U squad, we're 14 strong, 14 kids strong. 14 kids came out, and we lined up every week. Every Saturday morning, we lined up, and people laughed at us. Look at those kids over there.
Right.
We go, and then after a couple of kids were tapping out on their side of the ball, you know what I mean? And then parents are getting mad and they're taking their kids.
Yeah.
We went away with that W.
I like that, man.
People kind of say, oh, man, leave those Kings alone.
There it is.
So, and we had a battle last couple of weeks ago for quarterfinals, and then we were down, I think, 2 or 3 kids. Yep. And I'm pretty sure if we were full strength, man, we'd be getting ready for the Q Bowl today.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not done playing football. That's what we do in the Inland Valley.
I heard that.
Football, trying to 12 months out of the year.
I heard that, man.
You know what I mean?
So we got now introduce yourself. You brought your coach with you out here real quick. Now,
yes, sir. I'm assistant coach Jesse Gutierrez.
Now talk to us. Now tell us what's special about this football team, because Corey's over there. I'm trying to tell you, he's been doing a fabulous job of telling me how fabulous this team is. So talk to us a little bit about this team, man.
These boys, they're special.
There we go.
All year long, we came in shorthanded, having 12, 13 kids. But they're, as a first-year team, as a group together, they play like they've been together for years, man.
Right. Now, real quick, because our audience may not understand when you say 12 or 13 kids. You put 11 kids on the field at one time.
Yes,
so that
sir.
means there's only 2 or 3 left over.
Yes.
So normally when you look at the sideline, you're looking at it's almost like a whole other team right there. And for you guys, it's like 2 or 3 kids. So
Yes,
that's why it's interesting.
Yes, sir. The kids, all of them, basically playing both ways.
Right.
And they just good together as a whole. The first year together, I was just glad to be a part of it, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then one thing I want to ask Coach Corey, I'll ask you this. Where are you from? Where were you born and raised?
I was born in North Carolina, but I'm from Riverside.
Okay, because I didn't understand the U. Is there a reason? Is there a reason they chose the U or the Hurricanes?
Look at the uniforms, man.
I'm about to say they got.
Okay,
man, we want to be fresh.
Okay,
we want to be fresh. I like that.
One thing about youth football, you can't come out plain Jane. You know what I mean? You have to come out and represent. Our 14U squad, when they come out looking clean every week.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, we got to compete against that.
Step up. Step it up.
Right.
We got, I think it was like 6 combinations we have with the 8U kids.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you never seen us wearing the same thing twice.
Yeah,
I heard that.
That's nasty. Because I was thinking, because you guys are from Southern California, there's a university that's from Southern California. Just want you guys to know. But these parents look a little aggressive, so I love the Hurricanes. So let's bring some of our guys up.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna start it off right here. Look at it. So we're gonna have you come up. So what we're gonna do, kids, I want you to say your name, and your position. All right, so here we go.
Hi, my name is Josiah Porter. I'm running back, and my number is number 13.
All right, fantastic.
All right, there you go. I love it. Number 13.
We represent now here.
My name is Isaiah Guerrero.
I want you guys to speak up.
My name is Isaiah Guerrero, number 9, and I play on DN.
Okay, DN. I like it. There you go. Let's get one more up in here.
My name is Elias Gutierrez. I'm number 28, and I play DN.
Okay. I got another DN. Let's get some more coming up.
There we go. We got them coming, man.
My name is Kennedy Gay. I play offensive line and defensive line and sometimes the center.
Okay. He knows his position.
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
and whatever coach needs, I play.
Man, I'm right there, coach.
My name is Jaden Estrella. I play quarterback and safety and corner.
There.
And my number is number 2.
Number 2.
Deuces.
Okay.
My name is Jason Lewis. I play running back, safety, linebacker, and offensive end.
That's right. There it is right there.
Okay. Who else we got coming up?
My name is Jose, and I play tackle.
Okay. All right. Who else we got?
Jackson Sullivan. I play a lineman, and my number is 72.
They represent.
I like it.
Represent.
72 in the building.
Hi, my name is Isaiah. I play safety and cornerback and lineman.
I'm gonna call you Quattro.
That's not Quattro.
Little Trey.
There it is.
All right, who else we got here?
My name is Cameron Williams, and I play running back and corner and wide receiver.
Fantastic.
And I tell you, and was that everybody?
Everybody.
That was everybody. One thing about coaching the AU team is they all still got beautiful hair.
Oh,
you
man,
know,
yeah,
I mean, they can still get the fade the way they need to get it.
You get some lines. Man, I mess around and get a line in my hair, boy. That's gonna stay there.
Right.
That's gonna stay there.
Like when I got a line in my eyebrow back in the 90s, man. It took forever for that to grow back.
You try to get the Nick Van Exel, right?
Never again. I never did it again, man. And the parents are laughing because they are age groups. Yeah, we remember.
They know.
That's like another thing when I wore cross-cuts, I wanted to do the crisscross thing, and I wore my pants backwards. And I said, this is the stupidest thing I ever did. You got to go to the bathroom. You're like, what was I thinking about?
They didn't give you the directions about it.
Yeah, they just did it for the video shoot. I'm trying to go to school with it. And teachers just shaking their head.
Yeah, like, boy, you special. Now, real quick, man, now, if people want to get in contact with you guys about maybe even possibly getting a because you guys out there in your area, you guys are kicking up a lot of dust in that area. Yeah. So I'm sure people are like, oh, look, hey, man, how can I get it down with you guys? How can they get established with the football team?
ivhurricanes.com. And you go on there. You can sign up on the website. It has all our information. Also, Inland Valley Hurricanes on the Facebook. You can even call me. Go on my Facebook, Coach Corey D. No matter what, if you want to be part of the best organization in the Inland Valley, call us.
He did the sugar on it. He did the sugar. If y'all want to,
you don't want to coach all up in the video.
All in the video dancing. Y'all come to the game.
And one thing about it, I know you guys play it in San Diego League.
Yeah.
There's a team out in your area, right in your backyard.
Yeah.
What about them Ducks?
You know, I was part of the Ducks.
Okay. Speak on it. Come to Jesus.
My boys play the Ducks, and Coach Keefe.
He know him. He like,
I know all those guys. They're great guys. But they can handle the Inland Empire, the Inland Valley. But if y'all ready for that L, call us.
Oh man, Charlie, we can line them up right now.
And now, Corey, now, real quick, you guys are going to be playing soon. So please tell our audience one more time when these boys are going to be playing again, please.
We're going to be playing. One thing I wanted to announce: the boys here, they were invited. The story that I told is an organization, the Hall of Fame Bowl, that I told one of the guys representatives that called me, and I told him basically, hey, this is a special team. And I gave up on youth football. I told these guys this. I gave up on youth football. For a couple of years, and I didn't want to be a part of it no more. Then I met these dudes here. So, and I told that story to a couple of guys, and they got out to this bowl game, and they were selected out of a few teams to be part. I think it's 4 teams in Southern California to play for a national championship.
Nice.
Hall of Fame Bowl. And
nice.
Congratulations, man. December, and the weekend of December 8th. We also, I think we're going to get another bowl game going to Thanksgiving Day weekend in Fontana.
Nice.
At the Ralph Complex Center.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I live right by it.
Yeah, so if any teams out there want that L,
I love it.
That's great. My boys they come to play.
And one thing I'll say about the Inland Valley Hurricanes, I know this is you guys' first time here, so I won't hold it against you. But you can see when the Riverside Rams are here, they brought us a jersey. So y'all jerseys are kind of y'all jerseys are kind of nasty. So I need one of those, man.
We'll get you a jersey.
Don't take it off the kids' back now.
We're gonna start with T-shirts. We brought you guys T-shirts.
Oh, there you go. I would take that. There you go. There you go. I like that.
Hey, look, you come bearing gifts. You got us. We easy, man. We easy.
I like T-shirts.
But again, I got to give big shout out to everybody. Thanks the parents for coming. I know you guys had a nice little drive to come out here, so thank you guys, and best of luck to you guys. I know again when we talked about this, we always talk about it all the time. You guys are volunteers, and this you guys volunteer your time. So I know you guys don't get enough, but we thank you just for being leaders of this young man, because again, as they grow up, we always say it takes a village. So again, you guys are coming together, and I know the parents are excited. You guys are volunteering your time. So again, keep up the good work, and keep up the good work, young man.
Yeah, right, and then is there anybody you want, because it's ivhurricanes.com if you want to go to the site, anybody on the board or any of the other coaches that couldn't be here or players that couldn't be here that you want to name drop?
Javon Holloway, Mick Lopez, I'm the vice president, so I'm going to drop my name. Just if you want a website, contact us. What's that? Coach John Phillips, he's going to be in here later on with the Menifee Patriots.
And you said it's a holiday, right? Someone you said
Javon Holloway.
Is he related to Jamil?
I don't know, Javon.
That's what we need to know. Is he related to Jamil from Oklahoma? You know what I mean? Look, Google him. Look him up. Look him up.
That boy real.
I'm showing my age talking about Jamil Holloway.
I know. But big shout out to my guy. Me and Corey go way back, man. I'm glad you was able to come out. And
we go back about 30 minutes.
Well, this is my guy. He's been legit, and I know you've been. And again, I know you've been a champion of youth sports, man. So keep up the good work, and I know you've been doing a great job out here. And I'm glad we finally got a chance to kind of come here and show you guys some love. Okay?
Thank you.
Fantastic.
He's like, I did it. I got him. So the IV Hurricanes, we appreciate y'all for coming in. So you ready to get about here, Eternal? And once again, big up to those Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario.
We got to get y'all some tickets, man. We got to make sure we get y'all some tickets. I can come out there and enjoy it. But yeah, certainly.
ACClippers.com. Coach B and Eternal are your official voice of the Agua Caliente Clippers. If you go on our Twitter, you can hear us talking. So thank you for listening to IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire.
You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 a.m., IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.